Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. In today's exciting episode, I make 4 jackets and a big mess. Oh my gosh, I make such a big mess. So I make 2 greeny mint green aqua jackets out of a Vogue pattern. Then I make these 2 gold ones.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So I've been making these boleros. I started with Burda 6120 and that had ultra slim sleeves. So then I changed the sleeves. I basically used size 18 sleeves on a size 8, which is a true size 6, which is all very confusing, but that's where we got to. And then I cropped the sleeve shorter and shorter because I was trying to get 2 boleros out of 1 yard of fabric. And so I could do 2 different types of beading on each of them. And then after I did sleeve variations, I did neckline variations. And then I decided maybe I'll use a different jacket pattern because, it's not perfect. Like have got this really, really specific idea about the silhouette I want for my vintage brooch jackets. So they're going to be black and I'm just going to put sparkly beads on them. So I have this Vogue 1536 and I changed the back, straightened the back because it's kind of got a point or an arrow at the back, and it also has a collar. So I took the collar off and shortened the lapels. You just draw a line at the center line and then you just add seam allowance. So that's what I did to get, you can sort of see the lines I've done on here. So it's really simple changes. And when I made it out of the heavier sequin fabric, I did the dragon sequence in olive green, and then I also did the burnt orange sequin one. I liked those 2 jackets, but these ones that I'm making here are made out of a synthetic crepe. I love the pattern on the fabric, but it's just too light. I know I will add beads to it, but anyway, I did make it, but and this is me just moving those mannequins out of the way. And so I'm also still obsessed with getting a really, really vintage neckline. So I've tried a different square than I did with the black bolero that had the red roses on it and little bits of gold. So this is a slightly different square and then a slightly different one than that. So we're doing 2 variations and they're just, the sleeves are different, and I did one midi length and then the back is shorter on one. So we just wanted to see what a couple of variations of this Vogue 1536 look like, just to get a good idea of whether I would like it or not. So I think the sleeves are a slightly different lengths as well. I do like this fabric and I'm going to bead them and wear them, but so at this point I was like, no, it's too boxy and bulky, this pattern, compared to the one on the left, that colourful floral. It's much more, it's a cleaner silhouette, whereas this one, I don't know if it's just this fabric or I don't know, I just don't like it. But anyway, I've cut out all the pieces, so I may as well finish the boleros. And having 1 or 2 jackets that are a bit boxier is fine, because some days you're bloated or you just want to wear something that's a little bit baggier. So the problem with this is because the jacket has long flared sleeves, the top of the sleeve, which I'm only making short sleeves, is quite small, and then so that you don't look like a big blob, it sort of makes the top of the sleeve small, and that way it still looks elegant even though the bottom of the sleeve is big and flared, which works on the actual jacket, but just as short sleeves, I don't know, I feel like it's not showing so much in this footage, but in person it just feels like the sleeves are too small and the jacket is too big and boxy. I think maybe it's because this is the first time I'm working on this pattern after working on the Burda 6120 for quite a few jackets. the one on the left there, the colourful one. These ones just seem so much boxier and bigger, and the sleeves just seem so much smaller. They're not like too small or anything like that. I'm just saying silhouette wise, they sort of look a bit wrong. So anyway, I did finish making them, and I will bead them because this fabric is absolutely delightful. It's sort of an aqua mint colour, and then it's got flowers in sort of apricot and cream with little leaves that are sort of sage and green. And so there's so many possibilities with the beading. And there's also this sort of scarlet, sort of purpley colour in there as well. It's weird. And it's got little butterflies. So it's a really pretty fabric. And I definitely want to two different versions of beading on it. That's going to be fun. And I do like the necklines. I think they look good. Very vintage, and I like this one here in the middle more than I like the other one because it has a slightly wider neckline. So they're a little more balanced, but I still think I like the colourful one better. So I decided to go back to the other bodice, or the other body of the jacket. And this is me comparing the three. So yeah, I like the neckline, as I said, and yeah, I like how the sleeves are higher on the rise. So the shoulder of the sleeve is higher and then the Burda 6120. So I think I'll use the shape of the sleeve of Vogue 1536 and just add it to sort of the other one. But then I decided I'll also look at some new necklines because I just want something and I haven't found it yet. So anyway, I went to my Pinterest account and I've got a board called Vintage, and it's mostly jackets, but there's also some dresses there. So there's a link on my YouTube channel page. There's a link to my Instagram and my Pinterest if you want to, because there's literally thousands of pictures. I love this one. It is so darling. So that's why I'm kind of obsessed with the square ones and the sort of longer squarish ones. I just think it's so pretty. This one is interesting. Like she's wearing a scarf over white over black, but I like the silhouette of it. So, but yeah, because I'm doing beading, and when you're beading something and you want it to last for a very long time, you have to have the same amount of beading on the left and the right as the front and the back. So I've ruled out all asymmetrical patterns. So that's why they're not in here. I know they were very fashionable at the time, but I just want the beading to be the same amount of weight on all over the jacket. So that's why they're so all symmetrical. And yeah, and it's just I know some of these are blouse and some of them are dresses, but basically I'm looking for a neckline for a bolero, which I will wear over t-shirt and jeans. So it doesn't matter if it's really plungy and deep because I'm just going to be wearing a black t-shirt or a navy t-shirt underneath. So it's not going to matter. It's about the silhouette. So I know some of them are a bit deep, but it doesn't matter. And yeah, so some of them are just so completely adorable. And this one's actually two. You sort of pin the bib on. I like the base better. So anyway, then I do two more square. I do this sort of heart, what is it? Queen Anne or Queen something neckline. I can't remember what it's called. And then I do a sort of square on a high neck, cut into a high neck one. And I did this a yellow fabric haul a little while ago, and I used some of the fabrics, but I've still got this ridiculous gold fabric that's sort of, it's on a beige base, and then it's got gold foil on the top, sort of in a snakeskin look, and it was on sale in the holidays, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So I've only got 1 yard of it, but I managed to get 2 jackets out of it, and there's a tiny bit left, so I might be able to make a matching mini handbag if we're lucky. So yes, and once again, I'm using the Burda 6120 modified pattern, and I've modified the sleeves and the sleeve side, like the hole where the sleeve goes. I've modified that as well, so it's just going to look puffier, but it's going to be higher at the top of the sleeve as well, like the shoulder part, the rise. So here we go. I should have and I'll make another one and I'll show you, compare the old sleeve to the new sleeve. It's just more of a hill than the previous one was more of a slope than a big hill. So yeah, but if you go on Pinterest and it tells you how to alter sleeves and things like that, if you want to just draft your own. So this was really difficult to do, this queen something neckline. And it's basically like the point of a heart. And it's really hard to do. So I ended up drawing with the pen, the sew line, because yeah, it was really difficult. Anyway, and I added two layers of backing as well. So some parts have like 4 layers of netting as a structural layer. So it looks ridiculous because literally to keep the neckline where it is, and bearing in mind that I'm going to add such a ridiculous amount of beading to it, I had to add all these structural layers to make it work. So yeah, it's not looking good at the moment because you need to add the sleeves before a jacket can sit correctly, especially one that with the neckline cut so deep as these ones. So they have a lot of structural layer to keep them safe, because I want them to last decades. So they're looking a bit weird as vests, but I just wanted to put them on the mannequin and get a general idea of what they're going to be like. So now I have to pin the sleeves on. Oh, I had to decide which one was going to get which sleeves. So the slightly longer sleeves look more formal. So that's why I decided to put them on that one and the shorter sleeves on the other one. So then there's a pin that tells you which is the front and which is the back. And so you just pin in each sleeve one by one. And yeah, you can sew them in by hand, but I sewed them in by machine because it's quicker. And then I had to hand stitch so then I had to cut the clip the curve under the sleeve, and then I had to hand stitch the seam allowance into the sleeve. So they look a bit dodgy because, oh my gosh, this foil on mesh fabric that I'm using is so difficult to work with. It just like, you can just see every mark on it, but it's going to be beaded, so it doesn't really, I'm beyond caring at this point. But it's going to be fine, but it just looks a little awkward before it has its beading on. I finished one and then I finished the other, and here we are. I really like them. I think they're hilarious, but I really like them. And this fabric was so difficult to work with. I would normally use cotton when I'm just doing different mock-ups and things like that, but I couldn't be bothered ironing some cotton to make the mock-ups, and I had this ridiculous foily mesh thing just sitting there, and I was like, okay, I'll use that. And oh my gosh, it's so difficult. You can't pin into it because then it leaves a scratchy bit, and also it's kind of rubbery. So yeah, it's very difficult to work with. But I've been working with so many different cottons, at least it was something different. So yeah, these jackets, I like them, and I do think this sleeve is better, but I also like the old sleeve. So I might sort of split the difference and see what that looks like as well, because I do like these two. I think what I have to do is actually bead them. I have to actually put beading on these jackets. I have to actually put beading on the floral ones, and that way I can see what they look like, because I'm just like, it is an educated guess, but I'm still just sort of guessing at the moment. So then I scrounged around my boxes of beads and I've got some. So I need to bead a couple of the floral ones to get a good idea of what those ones look like when they're beaded. And then I need to bead at least one of the gold ones as well. And I think I got a bit carried away. I'll show you all the beads that I got out. I think I'll also do one of the mint green ones because that Vogue 1536 pattern is a good pattern, but I'm not sure that I gave it a good enough chance. So this one is going to have gold beads on gold, and it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be so good. Yeah, when I say hilarious, I just mean it's not going to be classic expensive. It's going to be interesting and unique. And then the other one, well, I love emeralds. I love green. So I could do green beads, sort of dripping down in a chandelier sort of look, but I've also got these diamond looking ones. They're plastic, so weight wise they're good. So I could mix, I think I've got some white plastic pearls, creamy white. So I could do a diamond and pearls on gold. That would be interesting, or that'll be in keeping with the theme of the jacket. It'll be very Milan Fashion Week. And then the end of March, I made the florals. And then for April, I made the cherries, the flamingos, and there's black and white floral, and the ladybug one, and the black with the red roses. So there's quite a few that I could choose to bead from. So it just sort of, whatever beads I came across that would suit one of them, those are the jackets that I pulled. So we've got one of the two cherry, but there's two cherry ones. So one I want to do hot pink and red beads, and the other I want to do green, but I've also got these cherry like kids necklaces, but I have to find them. But so that's what those two are going to be. There's two flamingos. One's going to have hot pink and the other one's going to have two different types of black beads dripping down on it. Then we have the black and white. Obviously, I'm not going to have time to make all of these, but these are my choices. I have to make a few of these just to see how the weight of the jacket looks when the weight of the beads is added. So maybe not the floral one because I didn't get those beads out, but the second of the black and white floral jackets is going to have green beads dripping down on it. That will be a good one to do. And plus, I haven't worked with green beads in, it feels like forever. So, and then we have, that's leftover bit of fabric from the burrito method video. I made a bolero out of that, and I'm going to do the triangle on the back out of all this bag of pink buttons. And then I was going to use these other small beads to drip down off that, but I think I'm just going to do lots of different pink ones. And I've got these pink, hot pink and red tiny gummy bears, and I think I'll add them in with the pearls as well. So it's going to be a bit chaotic, but I'm going to like it. And then the indigo flower jacket, there's two of those. One is going to have green beads dripping down off it, and I have these green leaves that I want to also hang at the bottom of them, but I can't remember where they are, so I might go searching for them. And the other one is going to be purples and blues. And then I've got the two minty coloured, it's sort of an aqua mint, and one of them's going to be orange themed, one of them's going to be green and like sage and mint and aqua themed. So lots of options there, far too many. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably the gold on gold is easy. Like I definitely want to do that one. And so we'll see, but I'll have to start somewhere. And we'll have to begin by cleaning up this absolute mess that I've made on my workbench. But it was fun getting them all out and deciding which beads would go where, because some of them like this leftover burrito one, I was really tempted to do in the tricolor beads, like green, white, or creamy white and pink. That would have looked so good. But I think I'll just do lots of vertical ones. And if I do the vertical garden beading, then I'll have actually done one of my Make 9 types of jackets. So that will be good too, because I really have to start my Make 9s. I just want to get the jacket just right so that then I can do all the beading that I want. but I've definitely got a lot of options. So now I just need to see what they look like with the weight of beading on. So that is what we will be doing next. I think I will fish around in my boxes of beads for those leaf-shaped beads, because on that floral with this one here in the front, it's going to look so cute with two different types of green beads hanging down of like one is a green that leaves of those sort of plants are that sort of brighter green, and the other one is sort of a deeper emerald green. And yeah, so I'm going to bead them, like have strings of those beads hanging down, but I also want to have these little at the end of each bead. You know how when I made the grey jacket, the grey floral jacket, I had those faceted teardrop beads that look like bits of a chandelier. Well, I want to do the same thing, but have little leaves hanging off the bottom of the green strings, so it like kind of looks like it's growing, sort of, not really. But that's the idea anyway. So I think I will go looking for them. But also this jacket here I like. It's Liberty, and the flowers in this print are absolutely gorgeous. They've got those big parrot tulips with the wrinkly edges, and there's some beautiful full roses. I don't like the paler blue flowers, so I'm going to put these scarlet actual bead-shaped, flower-shaped beads over the top, I think. So I think I'll do that one, the indigo one with the green beads, and gold on gold. With the other gold jackets, I do have some of those giant flower-shaped sequins left from when I did the cactus flower jacket, which, oh my gosh, I just love the cactus flower jacket. Here it is. And I want to make a short sleeved version just so that it's a little bit easier to wear. But also, I think if I did the flowers more organic, not in straight rows, and I added some large green sequins so that they look like leaves, it wouldn't look so much like a cactus flower. And I've got these other yellow they're a flower bit, and it'll make it look like a different type of flower altogether. So I might do clusters of like green flowers and then pink flowers, and then, or maybe, I don't know, or maybe I'll mix all the colors but still have the leaves in there as well. I'm not sure. But that one will take ages, and sequins aren't as heavy. So maybe I'll just do the vertical garden beading ones on, I don't know. Anyway, that's all I've done so far. I guess it's not nothing. Like I drew out this pattern, altered it, like redrafted it, and then cut it out. And oh my gosh, just cutting out a jacket that has, or a bolero that has 3 layers, like the structural layer is 2 layers of netting. And if you've never cut out netting, it's like this big, it's like trying to herd kittens. It just goes everywhere, and it's very, it has a mind of its own. Anyway, so yeah, by the time you cut out all the pieces, you're like, okay, I'm done. That was enough work. And actually sewing the whole thing together is much easier because you've already done like this, you've rounded up this big springy bit of weird fabric and tamed it. But anyway, I really like these gold ones. I wasn't sure whether I'd like them or not. I was like, well, I got it when it was on sale, so even if I don't like them, it will be okay. But I actually really like them. So I like the idea of making them very costume jewelry bling. I think that's going to be fun to work with. I do like the one's going to be gold on gold. I think that'll be pretty. I've got these other beads that are a sort of a paler gold mixed with white or creamy white. So I guess I could do like a true gold one, and then one that's gold plus diamonds and white and pearls. Maybe if I can find those beads, I'll use those ones, because I don't know what else I'm going to use them on. I used a handful of them in the beaded trim for the Aqua 3D Linton tweed with the gold trim. There's a few of those beads in that, and but I have never had a chance to use the rest of them. So, but I also like those sort of steel grey beads that are used as the necklace on that one. So we shall see. I'll do some beading, probably, unless I change my mind. No, I really need to see what at least some of these jackets look like weighted down with the beads, so that I can sort of get a better idea of what the vintage brooch jackets are going to look like, how the impact of the weight of beads what that will be on the silhouette of each of the little boleros. So yeah, that is what I've been doing. I was going to do a bead haul segment where I took each of the beads out of the bags and showed them to you, but I'm going to do that when I don't know, I just feel like I'm way too into my beads and other people aren't quite so interested. So when I make each individual jacket, also, like, my workbench is just covered in jackets and bags of beads at the moment. If I start taking them out of bags, it's going to be a big old mess. So yes, I will do, once I decide which jacket I'm going to do, I will take out all the beads and I'll show them to you, because some of them, these ones here, they're actually plastic beads. They're 8mm and they're like faceted, which means they're like, they're not round. They're like a soccer ball. You know how it's roundish, but then it's faceted. It's got, it's basically just lots of little flat bits. So it's like that. And yeah, they're going to look cute in strings. They're going to look like little diamonds, but they're not going to be the weight of glass beads. They're going to be lighter, which means I can add more. So it's going to look super bling. But yeah, and I've got, I think I've got out most of the plastic pearls that I have. Like, I have a lot of glass pearls and not very many plastic pearls. So I think I've scrounged up. I don't know. I feel like there are, I know I have like a handful, maybe 10 or 12 of these big cream colored plastic pearls. Like, they're empty on the inside. So I think I will find them, because they will be great fun on one of these jackets as well, I think. Also, I have to find those cherry necklace bits. I cannot for the life of me remember where they are. I also have these weird fruits, because when you bought them, I think I said in a previous video, I bought these kids jewelry making kits because I wanted, I can't remember, is it the 20 or 40 strawberries for a jacket design? And so, but they were all mixed. So to get the number of strawberries that I wanted, I had to buy all these like weird fruit ones and cherry ones. So yeah, I can use the weird fruit ones on something else and the cherry ones on the cherry jacket. So yeah, I think I'll go for I might do a bead haul episode. Maybe. They're always fun. But I keep promising to do my make nights. Maybe I'll record the bead haul episode and just upload it, and then do one that's slightly more interesting to other people. So yeah, I think bead hauls are awesome, because I just love seeing other people's bead collections. It's so much fun. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've been inspired to do something fun. Do some sewing or some beading or embroidery or embellishment of your own. I really do like this one, even though it's like, why do you need an extra collar scarf bit on a short sleeve jacket? Like, it doesn't make sense. This one has a beautiful neckline. I like the ones where they have the gathers as well. This is, yeah, I think this one might be my favorite. So I think I'll do one that's pretty much exactly like this, except I don't like things right next to my neck. So the thing with the vintage necklines, because women obviously had to wear dresses back then, they weren't really socially, they weren't really allowed to wear trousers. So of course their necklines, they wore wool dresses with silk lining, and the jacket or bolero went right up to their neck, because, you know, it was always freezing, basically, wherever they went. Oh, I love this one where she's wearing grey and pink. I think that outfit is absolutely adorable. But yeah, so I actually make a lot of jackets when you think about it. So I might try I might just keep I've got so many boards on my Pinterest thing where I've got this one called 100 jackets, where I was going to make 100 jackets. It's got like hundreds or thousands of pictures in there of all the different jackets that I want to do. So I might just add some more of these vintage necklines into that and work my way through them. Anyway, yeah, that's really it for this video. I think I might go do some cleaning and then some beading. Happy sewing.